Hello everybody, it's Mark T. It's time for part 1 of my Doctor Who Series 8 season finale. This episode is called it's called Dark Water. And I'm putting this out there because I'm going to be spoiling a lot in this video, so if nobody wants to hear any of the spoilers that happen within this episode, please stop watching the video right now. I mean, it's been a few weeks since the finale came out anyway, but I've been very busy and I have not been able to watch it and make a review of it yet, up until this point right now. So, you've been warned. So this episode starts off with Clara talking to Danny Pink, her boyfriend, on the phone as he's crossing the street. And then, boom! Car crash. He's dead. Everything gets fairly dark for a few moments there. We see Clara not really in a mourning state, sort of like in a catatonic state where she talks, but it's like in the inside it feels like she can't even say, what's on her mind. And she speaks to this old woman that had picked up Danny's phone before, and they're in the same room this time, and she's talking, and she tells him, he was a good man, all that other usual stuff that they usually say at burials, but she says no. She says no because she's in such shock that she can't even process how she's supposed to be feeling. She can't cry, she can't scream, she can't be angry about anything. So then she ends up getting this call by the doctor. The doc picks her up, and that's when things really start off. So basically what ends up happening is she finds all of the doctor's keys and seemingly knocks him out with this, sort of like knockout thing that you put in someone's neck. And she basically threatens him with destroying all of his keys to the TARDIS if he doesn't help her save Danny. Meanwhile, we get to see that Danny's in a very different place. He wakes up in this office that's, he's talking to somebody, and he's just wondering what the heck's going on, because the last thing he remembers, he got hit with a car. So we get back to Clara and the doctor, and basically, she's been throwing the keys to the TARDIS inside of what she believes is lava. And when she finally does the last one and starts breaking down, the doctor finally admits that the thing that she tried to knock him out with was actually a dream inducer. Which basically caused her to do that. And, she felt horrible, and she apologized to the doctor, and he tells her to go to hell. When ironically he was actually saying that they were going to hell to find Danny. Because for one of the few points, he's actually trying to help Danny. And we end up at this place called 3W. I can't remember what the name stood for, but basically it's a place where they keep skeletal human bodies in these fish tank like things. I'm assuming just to allow people to see them, and allow people and their loved ones to see them. Seemingly, what ends up happening is that this place is actually a breeding place for Cybermen. If you don't know, Cybermen basically have to take over human, to keep living after they're destroyed. Mind you, I don't know a lot about them. I've never done research on Cybermen, but basically from what I know, they have to constantly change out bodies to keep living. So the company does by taking old dead bodies, they fuse with the Cybermen, and they have the plan with taking over the world. So we continue with what Danny's going on, and he's still accepting that he's dead, and it basically just leads to him getting really frustrated, very depressed, and such. He even meets a child that he apparently shot when he was in the army. So a lot of that stuff happens. Eventually, we reach the climax in which the Cybermen start coming out of their fish bowls, and Clara actually has a chance to talk to Danny for a few moments, and she tries to convince him to tell her something that only he and her would know about, because basically she is suicidal. Like, it's never stated, but that's literally what's going on in this situation. So that, and then the first part ends with the doctor oh, sorry, one thing I missed. There's this woman named Missy who seems to be, well, is stated to be a robot, basically an android that introduces people to the company 3W. And she turns out to be actually real, and this whole building seems to be actually on Earth, which is basically what the Cybermen want to take over. So what ends up happening is the Cybermen start coming out of their tanks, and they start going out, and when the doctor finds out this building's actually in London, he starts going out there trying to warn people, but people thinking he's probably a crazy guy. I'm assuming he doesn't actually talk to anybody. Just ignore him. And we find out who Missy actually is. And she's called Missy, and she's actually Gallifreyan. Yes. 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 Okay, I'll tell you. She is the Master! Basically the arch nemesis of the Doctor from every Doctor Who series that well, for the most part, from what I've heard. Like I said, I've never actually seen any of the previous series before, like the redone series that continues the story of all the Doctors. But that just, it's like, and this is all in part 1, everybody. So I will both watch and review part 2 tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, fan-freaking-tastic. If you have not seen this episode and you're a Doctor Who fan, what are you waiting for? Watch the series finale! That's it for now. See you later.